The information shared on Light Body Radio is for educational and informational purposes only. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician, licensed healthcare provider, or qualified wellness practitioner with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or health goal. Dr. Lara May, her guests, and affiliates do not claim to cure, prevent, or treat any condition and are not responsible for any actions taken based on the information shared in this podcast. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your own health decisions and that any actions you take based on the content are at your own discretion and risk. Thank you for tuning in to Light Body Radio.
Welcome to Light Body Radio, where science meets soul and healing gets multidimensional. I am your host, Dr. Lara May, functional medicine pharmacist, master intuitive Reiki channel, and certified life and health coach. Here we decode root causes, transmute stuck energy, and empower your full spectrum healing journey, body, mind, and light body. This isn't just wellness, it's awakening, grounded in science, guided by spirit, and designed for your evolution. Let's rise and radiate. Welcome to the next level of you. Hello and welcome to Light Body Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Lara May, and today's Wellness Illuminated episode is going to be all about diving into QHHT and how it really connects the quantum biology to the subconscious root of chronic illness. So have you ever felt like you've done everything right? You've changed your diet, you've balanced your hormones, you have supported your gut, you've detoxed your liver, and yet something still feels off, something a little deeper. Maybe you're just lacking that connection that you're craving. And that's often the moment my clients find their way to me for a QHHT session, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. And because what if the root of these chronic symptoms aren't just physical? What if they're energetic or emotional or even ancestral? And so today we're going to explore the fascinating intersection of quantum biology and the subconscious roots of chronic illness, how your body's wisdom, your soul's journey, and even your DNA's energetic memory are all working together to guide your healing journey. So as a functional medicine practitioner, I have spent years looking at hormones, gut health, and immune regulation through the lens of biochemistry and physiology. I mean, that's what we're taught to do. Even as a pharmacist, that's what I was taught to do. Looking at the mechanisms of drugs and how they interact with the human body at the biochemical level. But over time, I started to notice that I could have two clients on the exact same protocol, but they might have two completely different outcomes. And why was that? They could be on the same eating plan, the same supplement plan, and yet one could have a complete transformation and the other one might stay stuck or not notice that much change for themselves. And why? So why is that? So why do some people heal and some people don't? Well, healing isn't purely linear. And because we talked in the last Wellness Illuminated episode about how our thoughts interact and can influence our biology. So it's not linear, but it is quantum. And so our biology is responsive to our consciousness. Quantum biology tells us that cells don't just react to chemistry, they respond to our emotions, to our beliefs, and our energy. Molecules communicate through light, through biophotons. And DNA is constantly reading the electromagnetic field of our thoughts and our environment. So when we have chronic stress or chronic issues, chronic disease, whether it's hormone dysregulation or autoimmune flares or digestive distress, we have to ask, what information is the body responding to? And so this is where QHHT comes in. It's developed by Dolores Cannon. QHHT is a form of deep hypnosis that helps us across the subconscious. Not just the mind that stores memory, but the higher intelligence that oversees the body's healing systems. In any given QHHT session, the client enters a theta brainwave state. So this is the same state of consciousness used in deep meditation or when you're in that state of between waking and asleep. And so from this theta state, we can explore past life experiences, ancestral imprints that influence our current health, emotional residue that's stored in our organs or energy fields, and our body's own explanation for why these symptoms exist. And this is where things can get kind of wild, because the subconscious can reveal symbolic or energetic causes of illness that perfectly mirror the person's emotional or spiritual journey. So this can be where science and spirituality truly meet. Quantum biology suggests that our cells are constantly decoding vibrational information, thoughts, emotions, and even ancestral memories. And epigenetic studies have shown us that trauma patterns can be passed down for up to 14 generations. That's crazy to me to even think about. So when the subconscious in a QHHT session identifies ancestral grief or past life trauma as the root of a symptom, this isn't just a metaphor. It's describing energetic imprints that have biological consequences. When we release that stored pattern through awareness, forgiveness, and energy recalibration, the body's communication network resets itself. Hormones begin to regulate, the immune system stops fighting itself, and the gut-brain axis rebalances. Because our body is designed to heal, it just needs the right signals. And QHHT is one of the most direct ways that I have seen to access that signal through the field of consciousness. And so what really happens in a session? So what actually happens in these sessions is, first, we spend quite a bit of time getting to know your story. So not just your symptoms and not just your illnesses or diseases that you're coming to me with, but your patterns, your relationships, your life themes, your stories, your experiences. And during this time, we will sort of like start to see patterns and start to put things together about your life that maybe you didn't realize before. And then during the session itself, you enter a deep, relaxed state of hypnosis. And I guide you on this hypnotic journey. And during this phase of the session, during the actual hypnosis phase, you will be taken back to past life scenes that could mirror lessons from your current life. You might encounter guides or angels or higher aspects of yourself. Sometimes there are direct messages from your subconscious about why certain patterns of symptoms exist for you. And then the most important part is we ask for healing. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize that healing isn't just something that happens to you. You have to ask for it, and not only ask for it, but then be ready and willing to receive it. And so when you are in this state of deep hypnosis, in this theta state, you are ready and willing, and you've said yes. And when we ask the subconscious, then you are able to truly receive that energy recalibration in real time. And that's what the subconscious does. It can initiate complete energy recalibrations. And it's been described to me as a warming feeling or tingling or different waves of release. I've also heard it described as like seeing laser beams of light, or just, like waves and waves of light coming through the body, or concentrating in different places that wherever those symptoms might have shown up for you. So it's really shifting and changing the energy of the body processes. And the beauty of QHHT is that it works on the quantum level, where consciousness and biology meet. And that intersection is where true lasting healing happens. And so the next integral piece is actually after the QHHT session. It is integration. And integration is key because while the quantum shift happens in an instant for the client, the embodiment of that change unfolds through awareness and aligned action that come after the session. And so you get a recording of your session, and it's important that you re-listen to it on a regular basis because it will help you ground and embody these new vibrations, these new changes, these new awarenesses into aligned action to help perpetuate the healing, to make it lasting for yourself and not just transient or temporary. I also ask my clients to start to notice their thoughts and their language. Your cells are always listening. So be very aware of the words that you use and how you use, that language to describe yourself, your body, your state of health, your emotional well-being. Anchor the new frequencies in with nourishing movement, breath work, being exposed to sunlight. I find a lot of my clients are just now naturally more motivated to go out for walks or to, maintain those self-care practices that before were a struggle for them to be consistent with. Now they have just a new motivation and they become very consistent with these self-care practices. And then also too, I've also noticed that it's also easier for my clients to implement dietary changes on their own behalf, not because someone else is telling them to, but because they want to. And this also helps stabilize the quantum change that has happened in the physical body. So when we merge the wisdom of the subconscious with the tools of functional medicine, we are bridging the invisible and the measurable. And that's where transformation becomes sustainable, not just transient, but lasting. So if today's conversation sparked something for you, maybe some curiosity or a calling that you feel like this really resonated, then maybe it's time to explore a session for yourself. You can learn more about QHHT sessions at drlaramay.com. If you feel that maybe someone else in your life could benefit, definitely share this episode with them. And if there's any questions, you can always reach out to me on my website. There's a little a chat box there that sends us direct messages. So again, drlaramay.com for all of your information and support needs. And thank you guys for joining me. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining me on Light Body Radio, where functional medicine meets intuitive healing and transformation happens on every level. If this episode resonated with you, please like, share, and if you're ready to go deeper, visit drlaramay.com to book a functional medicine consultation or an intuitive healing session. Whether you need to rebalance your body, clear your energetic blocks, or reconnect with your soul's purpose, I've got you. You can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Dr. Lara May for daily inspiration, energy updates, and healing tools. Remember, your healing is multidimensional, and so are you. Until next time, honor your body, trust your intuition, and activate your light.